Let's go, bro. What is up, guys? Welcome to the video. Today we are putting on my wide body. So before we do all of that, me and Calvin came to Marshall's, which is like a hardware place, and we're gonna get some stuff to put on my wide body. So like all of the bolts and the hardware that I'll need is gonna be in here, hopefully. I'm following you.
I don't know. You think I know where I'm going?
I do, because you dragged me here.
First time being in this store, brother. So let's explore. Calvin
obviously has no idea what we're doing here, so I don't know if they're gonna have my bolts or not. We're just gonna explore and see if we can find them. Is it?
That's
explain what this is.
So what happens is you put a screw in there, and then as you tighten it, it starts squeezing. I can't squeeze that, but it. Oh, you see it bulging?
Oh.
Yeah, it bulges and squeezes, and you don't have to do riv nut permanent shit.
Thankfully, Calvin was correct, and they had the correct hardware that I need. So we're gonna go ahead, pick up some of these, and then start on the wide body. Get it, brother.
Get it.
All right, we got everything we need, hopefully. So let's go see if it all works. While we wait for Mickey to get here, I'm gonna go ahead and start. So I really don't know what I'm doing when I'm cutting the fenders and things like that. That's why I have Mickey for you, and they guide me through everything, make sure I do it the correct way. But what I'm gonna start out doing is I'm gonna jack the car up, take the wheels off, and then tape all the fenders off so we can go ahead and start lining out where we're gonna cut and marking where the wide body goes. So let's go ahead and do that real fast. Just kidding, since freaking Danny has all the jack stands.
Go fuck yourself.
I'm just gonna go ahead and tape up the fenders, and we'll sort it out whenever Mickey gets here. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use some of this to tape up the fenders with, and we should be good. Q decided to show up.
Better late than never.
All right, so Mickey just got here. The entire car is taped up, as you guys saw. We're gonna go ahead and start fitting the kit, and then we're gonna outline in Sharpie marker where we'll be cutting and where the holes go and things like that. So I'll go ahead and show you that entire process. The kit is gonna take a lot of work, like sanding the edges and bonding a little bit, so. And fitting, obviously. The rear panel, how's it fitting so far?
Yeah, the fitment around the door is not the greatest. It gets really snug at the top and at the bottom, and it kind of gets away from the door gap in the center, so it's going to require some sanding and cleanup work for sure.
So we have the rear panel taped up. Now we're doing the side skirt down here and seeing how that fits. Looks pretty rough right now.
Really rough.
We're gonna go ahead and start drilling holes. What's the plan here for drilling and everything?
So basically you start with probably the most critical panel that you can and get it in place, and then everything else builds off of that panel. So in this case, this bottom cap for the side skirt and rear over fender are pretty critical because of the door gap here, the door seam. So if we get these in place and everything lined up, then everything else going forward should also line up.
Sounds good to me. So we're gonna go ahead and start drilling the holes, and hopefully it mounts up perfect. What is this thing? What does that do?
It's a clamp.
Clicko?
Clicko clamp.
What are we doing with that? What are we doing with that?
You clamp it onto things, and it holds. I left it on while I was driving on the freeway at 70, and it was still there.
Wow.
You can trust it.
And trust. Okay, so far we have bolted in are these two little parts of the side, and then we bolted one back here, right here. Now we're gonna go ahead and start on the rear panel, and I'll show you that.
The most critical part of this section is getting the door seam lined up, because if not, it's gonna rub every time you close and open the door, and it look like shit. So.
guys, rear panel is right where we need it. We're going ahead and Pleco clipping the rear panel part in just before we actually bolt it up, because we are gonna have to cut and have to take it on and off constantly. So these are the easiest things for us to do that with, without having it bolted up every single time. So side skirt, rear panel is done. Next up, we're gonna do the door and make that fit right here. As you can see, these edges are really rough. So once we're done actually fitting everything, this is gonna have to come off, and we're gonna have to sand a lot of this down, as well as cut the fenders and stuff like that. All right, bros, my first time sanding. I think I did a decent job. Still have a little bit of work to do right in there, but all right, rear is complete. We have both bumper panel and the rear panel on, as well as the door panel and side skirt. We already started sanding just a little bit right here. As you guys can see, it does not fit perfectly right here and up here as well, right here. So once we get the front lined up, I'll come back here and start sanding a little bit more right here and trying to even all these edges out. What I'm gonna do now, I sanded a good bit, so what I'm gonna do now is Mickey is going to work on the front fender. I'm gonna head to Harbor Freight because I need to go get a grinder so we can actually start cutting and hopefully finish the car today. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. Either way, we need it in order to start cutting. So I'm gonna head there now, grab that, come back, let's do it. Okay, so I need a 4.5-inch die grinder. Wait, right here, this is what we need. What is this? 4.5-inch grinding wheel. This is it. I call Mickey real fast. Mickey knows everything, so we're gonna make sure that this is actually correct.
He's our local genius.
Hey.
Yeah.
Is this correct? Can you see it?
No, this. You need the machine.
Oh, we need the machine. My camera died at Harbor Freight, but we are back. I'll show you guys what we got. Mickey is still hard at work, sanding down. So I'll show you what we got. All right, so while I continue sanding this, Mickey is gonna go ahead and start on the front. He's already pulled this side panel off just to get more clearance when he starts to cut all of this out. This is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So it's really hard for me to film since we're both putting a lot of effort into this. I'm gonna do as best as I can to go into detail with what we're doing, but you guys see that, you know, this is gonna be a lot of work with me sanding and him actually fitting and starting to cut. So I'm gonna show as much as I possibly can, but let's go ahead and do it. What are you using here for cutting?
Just a 4.5-inch die grinder. This is just to cut the metal fender parts out and make room for the tire so we can go lower with the car.
And that's one thing that I really did want to do, is go lower with the car. So we are actually cutting a lot, as you can see. This line is actually what we're gonna cut. So a lot of it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be good though. It's gonna be a little lot. Nice, bro. Well,
Yeah, it's a lot of clearance.
that's all gone. A lot of clearance we got going on here. That's
This much clearance isn't necessary for what we're trying to accomplish with the ride height.
right.
More so that the way the over fender lays on here, it needed to have this portion removed so that it lays nice and flat. So the fender will sit right snugly over top of all that. Yup.
Nice. Nice work, bro. Nice. We have the front fender lined on, and it looks super mean. I'll show you what it looks like in just a second once Mickey is done drilling in the holes right here. I think we might need to put one in the center. That is sick. Looks so good. The car is looking insane. The car The car is about, what I would say, the car is about 15% done. We have almost the entire driver's side of the car mocked up and bolted in already, but this is where it's gonna get really hard. This piece is meant for the stock bumper. I don't have the stock bumper. So we're gonna have to figure out how to fit this onto my bumper and make it look good. Mickey, what is your plan here?
Well, kind of just sort of winging it, but the idea is to, one, we're gonna have to mount this to this. So this top of this bumper is fairly similar to the stock bumper. There is a bit of a gap here in the center, but this is flexible enough that once we bolt it in, it'll snug up against the bumper nice. So we don't really need to worry about that so much. And this mounting point actually falls on a flat portion of the bumper, so that's really good. This body line here actually is right in line with the body kit body line, so that's really good. The only thing we need to address really is how to make this look okay with this canard that's built into the bumper. My idea is to shape it something that's kind of in line with the canard, so it flows nicely. All the angles are the same. So something like this line here. Of course, I got to deal with what's behind here. So we have a mounting point here, and there's a mounting point at the very bottom of this, which is going to end up getting cut off. So we're going to need to figure out a way to kind of fasten it at the bottom. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
New plan. So instead of actually
Cutting off the bottom portion.
Instead of actually chopping this entire piece off, we're actually gonna follow the line of the canard and just kind of cut it out like that.
Contour cut it, yeah.
Yeah, contour cut it, and then see if it lays flat and see how good that looks, and we have nothing to lose.
Because that'll retain the mounting point at the bottom.
Yeah.
We won't have to create our own, which would be nice. And I think once this is all back to one color, this will be hardly noticeable with the canard running through it. And it'll lay nice and flat, which is good, and retain all the factory mounting points. So we'll try it, and like you said, we have nothing to lose. If it doesn't look good, we just cut it straight off, and then we just tackle a mounting point.
Boom, let's do it. That was insane. I didn't even, how did you even think of cutting it like that? That was
Just, I've used that thing a lot, so
Yeah.
just getting in there with a cutting bit would have been really difficult.
This guy knows everything. It's insane. All right, wait. Okay, so our little cut is right there and the canard is right here. Mickey, opinion.
Yeah, this is gonna work. So basically, the cut is not, or the cutout is not actually in line with where I need it to be, so, because we kind of blindly drew it. So now I'm gonna open it up a little more to match the flow of this contour canard.
Mickey freaking cut that all up. It looks sick, and we also bolted it down so it's all one piece now. 2 and 2. It's gonna look sick, dude, so let's go ahead and try it.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna use the flapper disc wheel, which is like a sanding disc wheel, and actually make these corners match and stuff, because right now they're just kind of longer than the other, and it really bugs me. So I'm gonna clean that up real quick.
Sweet. Look at us. Look at this. That looks so sick. Oh, I love it. It fits perfectly with the line of the bumper and everything. So now we just have to drill a new hole there and then mount this piece and it'll be good. So while I'm rounding off the finishing touches of the rear part of the wide body, Mickey is drilling holes to go ahead and mount the front fender, which is really good. So I've got this really good right here, almost perfect. So what I'm gonna do now is start working down right here. See where that gap is? Lifts right there. I need to work on that. Let's say there. So this is the area that needs work. From here to there. We are making great progress, bros. Check this out. Looks way better than before. That lip is slowly going away right here. Doing a great job. At first it was rough, but more I do, the better it's getting. So I'm very, very stoked on it. Front is done. We have it all bolted up for now. These are just temporary bolts until I get some Downstar hardware, which will be coming in a couple days, but these are just my temporary bolts. And we got the front done with our custom little cut down here. That is so awesome how we made that work. The canard. The rear portion of the wide body is all fitted nice and perfect. Now I'm gonna go ahead and drill the hole so we can actually attach it onto the car and we'll be done for the day. One side is down. We have this full side done. It's bolted in. It looks really good. You're definitely gonna have to run spacers on the wheels. Thought I was gonna be good, but definitely not. Definitely need some spacers.
Monster truck.
Guys, that is it for today. We are done. We got one side done. We got the driver's side done. It still needs a lot of body work, but we have it all mounted up just like we want it, and it's all bolted in, which is really good. Thank you to Mickey.
Yeah,
Mickey,
we're halfway there. Tomorrow it's done.
Yes. So Mickey has pretty much done the entire kit, but he's walking me through it step by step so that I eventually will know how to actually do it, and he's letting me do a little bit of it. For me, myself, I'm a little bit afraid to actually do it myself just because I don't want to fuck it up. And I know Mickey, he's really good at working on cars, so that's why I like to have him do it. I like to observe him, and then he lets me do the little things like drilling the holes and sanding it and things like that. So I do what I can just when I know that I won't mess it up. But we are done for today. I'll go ahead and do a little walk around of the side of the car that's done so you guys can see how it looks. I am in love. So here it is, guys. So good. Now my wheels actually don't fit. I thought they would. They're actually too small. I might have to run a spacer, which kind of sucks, but still looks really good. So here's the front. That's where we cut it custom right around the canard. I really like that. And so good. So good.
And you thought your fitment was perfect.
So good. So this is the back. The back is sick. So here's what it looks like from the top. There we go. So good. So I'm extremely, extremely pleased. This is the Crown Carbon Crafting Kit. I will link them down below so you guys know where you can get your own kit. They have it for multiple other cars. TJ has it on his 350Z.
Danny has it on his Miata.
Does not. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, tomorrow it's gonna be done. So, well, it'll be done putting it on the car. So I have a lot of body work like sanding and stuff to do. But either way, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.